Hi friends, welcome to our channel, Top 5 Ones. When you come to buy right a product, smart look out for that. Why today in this video I review best Samsung mobile in 2020 for you. You can rate them many different thoughts, such as price, quality, durability, performance, and many more. You can see prices, and find out more information by using the link in the description down the look. Don't waste any more time, get started the video. Number 1. Samsung Galaxy Note 20 Ultra 5G. It's Galaxy Note season and this year the best one is the Ultra. Samsung's mixed things up a bit atop the lineup and the one you want in 2020 is the Galaxy Note 20 Ultra. We have it right here. Last year, in a one-off effort, Samsung put out the Note 10 and Note 10 Plus, a relatively closely spec'd pair where size was really the key factor for picking one over the other. Not so this time around. The Note 20 Ultra and Note 20 are both big and feature parity is out the door, in a similar fashion to how the S20 Ultra is above and beyond the S20 Plus, only even more so. Pounding on the Note 20 in absentia isn't what we're here for, and we'll deal with its shortcomings and limitations when one shows up at our doorstep. For now, let's focus on the Ultra. First appearing on the other S20 Ultra, the oversized camera hump makes a return on the Note 20 Ultra. Most of the bits inside are the same, including the main 108MP cam and the 12MP ultra-wide. But the periscope telephoto that's in part responsible for the sheer size of the assembly is now 12MP, swapping out the 48MP unit of the S-series phone. We'll have to see about that. The display is a nice marriage of Note-style geometry with some high refresh rate coming in from the S20s, now supposedly made even better with an adaptive refresh rate adjustment. Oh, and spoiler, it's the brightest AMOLED screen we've seen to date. The S Pen is here, of course, now relocated to the left side. It's improved too, getting a 9 milliseconds latency, down more than 4 times compared to the Note 10, system-wide air actions, and a Notes app to make you forget Google Keep. All this comes in a redesigned package featuring a stainless steel midframe where once was aluminum and the brand new Gorilla Glass 7, aka Victus, for improved durability. For improved looks, the matte finish on the back will ward off fingerprints, though only the Mystic Bronze color option gets that treatment, sadly. The Mystic Black is all shiny. Some other points on that list raise questions, however. Like the battery capacity that's less than on the S20 Ultra, and the axing of the 45-watt charging support. The increasing gap between the Snapdragon and Exynos platforms is another less than ideal reality that users in half the world need to come to terms with. Speaking of, we'll be reviewing the Exynos version of the Galaxy Note 20 Ultra, in 5G spec. That's one of few times you'll hear 5G mentioned in the review, however, as we'll be dropping it for the sake of brevity. Thank you. Number 2. Samsung Galaxy S20 5G. The Samsung Galaxy S20 has us asking, what happened to the Galaxy S11? Samsung skipped a few numbers for its latest Galaxy S20, which takes over the flagship mantle from 2019's Galaxy S10. While it may be a confusing jump, there's good reason for it, as Samsung has packed a lot in. It's a massive upgrade, especially if you're keen to get your first 5G phone. The Galaxy S20 is cheaper, and easier to handle, than its siblings the Galaxy S20 Plus and gargantuan Galaxy S20 Ultra, but that doesn't mean this is a cheap or low-spec device. Here's what you're getting: a 6.2-inch screen with a fast 120Hz refresh rate, 5G download speeds, where available, high-spec cameras on both sides of the phone, and a big battery to boot. This is the phone to get if you want to try out the new tech that Samsung has to offer, but you don't want a large phone, or a large dent in your wallet. You could go for the Ultra if you want more storage or a 108MP camera, and can stretch to the price tag, but for day-to-day use the S20 is going to be the best choice for most people. Under the hood is a powerful new chipset, either a Qualcomm Snapdragon 865 or Exynos 990, where you live will determine which you'll get, as well as either 8GB or 12GB of RAM, depending on whether you buy the 4G or 5G phone. And some people will only be able to buy the 5G phone. You can read on below to find out which versions are available in your region. The camera is another highlight of this phone, with Samsung boosting a lot of specs on the rear array. All three main cameras have been improved, including increased pixel sizes to improve nighttime photography by allowing more light in, and there are also a few software tweaks to improve the overall experience. The telephoto lens is even better than the one on the Galaxy S10 II, allowing you to shoot high-quality 3x optical zoom shots or stretch all the way to a 30x digital zoom. The Galaxy S20 Ultra has higher camera specs overall, but most people will be more than satisfied with the shooter on this phone. Another highlight of the Galaxy S20 is its 4000 mAh battery. It's larger than the cell in the S10, and we've found the battery life to be strong with typical use. This phone isn't going to last you much longer than one day of normal use, but what smartphone does? The expanded capacity has had one negative consequence: it squeezed out the headphone jack. It's the same story with the S20 Plus and S20 Ultra, and it's the first time Samsung has dropped the feature from its S range. The Galaxy S20 is missing some of the top-end features that the Galaxy S20 Ultra is showing off, but it's more affordable, and easier to hold or store in your pocket, and while it may not be the most impressive device from Samsung in 2020, it's a powerful phone that will more than satisfy most who buy it. Thank you. Number 3. Samsung Galaxy A51 5G. The Samsung Galaxy A51 is a relatively affordable Android phone you might buy if you can't stretch to the Galaxy S20, or can't pick up a Samsung Galaxy S10 Lite in your region. A lower price comes with obvious downgrades from Samsung's pricier phones. The back is plastic rather than glass, the cameras aren't as good, even if there are 5 of them, the chipset is less powerful, and nice to have extras like water resistance are absent. Classic Samsung traits you do get in the Galaxy A51 include a bold AMOLED screen, and software that looks just like that of the Galaxy S20 series. At $399 per £329 per 599 Australian dollars, the Samsung A51 seems a surefire hit. However, there are more obvious performance issues here than in alternatives like the Moto G8 Plus and Oppo Reno 2Z. Android moves a little too slowly. Parts of the camera app do too at times. Thankfully, games aren't affected as badly. PUBG fans, don't worry. Don't expect miracles from the cameras, either. As with many affordable quad-camera phones, this feels more like a dual-lens handset with some half-baked extras, although its tertiary macro camera is better than most in this class and does offer a different way to take photos. Since we've reviewed this device, Samsung has also introduced a slightly tweaked version called the Galaxy A51 5G. We've yet to test that device properly, but the big difference is that it features a different chipset with additional 5G connectivity. The Samsung Galaxy A51 has a 6.5-inch Super AMOLED screen with a 1080 by 2400 resolution. This is an instant win on paper, as many phones at the price have LCD screens. OLEDs tend to deliver much deeper color, and always have better contrast than LCDs, because they use light-up pixels rather than a universal backlight. This is not one of Samsung's greatest OLED panels, however, and there are a couple of obvious issues. The Samsung Galaxy A51 has 4 rear cameras. But when you first boot up the camera you may be left wondering what half of them do. There's no zoom, which is the classic sign of a multi-camera setup where extra lenses are used to bulk up the numbers. We can't blame Samsung completely for this, as it is not easy to fit a good zoom camera into a reasonably priced phone. You get a 4.8MP main camera, a 1.2MP ultra-wide one and a pair of 5MP cameras used for close-up macro images and for background blur depth shots. The Samsung Galaxy A51 runs Android 10 with the Samsung One UI software on top. This means it looks very similar to a Galaxy S20. There are 4 Cortex-A73 cores clocked at 2.3 GHz, and 4 lower power Cortex-A53 cores at 1.7 GHz. It's the same dual cluster arrangement seen in almost every phone at the price. And it earns the phone 1,288 points in Geekbench 5. The Samsung Galaxy A51's draws are similar to those of other mid-price Samsungs. Its OLED screen is colorful, contrast is ultra-high, and Samsung's software looks good. Other parts of the phone are solid. And complaints about low light camera performance, the opportunism of the patchy quad camera array, and less than flagship level screen brightness apply to most at the price. That the Samsung Galaxy A51 operates more like a phone from the tier below is hard to forget, though. Thank you. Number 4. Samsung Galaxy S20 Plus 5G. The Samsung Galaxy S20 Plus, as always, sets a benchmark for the phones. It packs greatly improved cameras, stunning display, powerful performance, but it is dwarfed by the new S20 Ultra and still needs to perfect some bits. That said, it's still a high-performance flagship that suits those who do not want to deal with the S20 Ultra's price and bulk. For the first time in many years, a Plus variant of the Galaxy S series is not Samsung's most powerful Android phone. An Ultra variant now accompanies the Galaxy S20 Plus alongside the cheaper Galaxy S20. The Galaxy S20 can save you some money, and the S20 Ultra is extremely big, expensive, and powerful. But the Galaxy S20 Plus is probably the smartphone most people should consider if affordability is not an issue. Apart from the price, the significant differences between the three variants are the battery size, screen size, build, dimensions, and camera. When I first looked at the spec sheet and the list of features on the S20 Plus, it was impossible to find a flaw in the package. So I decided to put all its aspects to test on my 5-day trip to a remote village in the hills. It went through a 12-hour bus ride followed by rains and much more. The most exciting part was testing the cameras, which I was expecting to impress in daylight, but the new zoom abilities and Samsung's underwhelming night mode had my doubts. Is the Galaxy S20 Plus a considerable upgrade over the S10 Plus? Do you get a well-packaged reliable all-arounder for $1,000? The Samsung Galaxy S20 Plus 6.7-inch AMOLED display is sharp and vibrant, with WQHD Plus resolution 3200 by 1440. It is slightly taller than the S10 Plus because of thinner bezels on top and bottom. It's hard to find any major difference as both the screens are top-notch, but not after I noticed the refresh rate. The S20 Plus and all its siblings offer up to 120 Hz screen refresh rate, which is slowly becoming a norm on all flagship phones. The highlight here is that Samsung becomes the first one to bring a 120 Hz refresh rate to a non-gaming smartphone. OnePlus got into the game earlier, but Asus ROG Phone 2 took it to the highest available on any phone right now, followed by Samsung. Note that you can't max out the refresh rate and display resolution at the same time. Meaning, you can either opt for 1440p resolution with 60 Hz or else 1080p if you need a 120 Hz refresh rate. It will require manual tinkering every time you need to switch between the combos. That said, watching movies and playing games on the S20 Plus is a treat because of its sharp and vibrant display with minimal obstruction. This is one situation where you would agree that it's better to have a flat screen instead of a curved one. If there's one thing that goes completely wrong this time, it is the in-display fingerprint sensor. It's not just slow on most occasions, but it also struggles to verify the print quite often. Thank you. Number 5. Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 5G. Samsung has officially announced the 5G version of its Galaxy Z Flip foldable phone. Called the Galaxy Z Flip 5G, naturally enough, the phone is nearly identical to its 4G predecessor. The major changes include the 5G radios, a slightly upgraded Snapdragon 865 Plus processor, and the price. It's $1,449.99. That's a $70 premium over the 4G version, which Samsung says will stick around at the same price. The original Galaxy Z Flip was probably the best folding phone I've tested, although it's part of a small and fairly disappointing group. Although it doesn't fold fully flat, the Z Flip is well designed and has proven itself to be more durable than other folding phones, again, a relative assessment. All that said, it was still too expensive to be a mainstream phone. If folding phones are ever going to stop being just expensive curiosities, they have to start being normal. I need to be able to just tell you about the screen and performance and camera, not spend the majority of my time explaining why this time maybe, the screen and hinge won't explode. They also, obviously, need to start having much more normal prices. Samsung is probably smart not to change the formula up too much on the Z Flip. Maybe it's saving its R&D efforts for the Galaxy Fold 2. That device is rumored to be coming soon, as are a bunch of other Samsung devices like the Note 20 Ultra and a new Galaxy Buds. Samsung has an event planned for August 5, and we're expecting some or all of those devices to be announced. In point of fact, we were expecting the Z Flip 5G to be announced at Samsung's August 5 event as well, but it looks like Samsung wanted to clear the decks to give more room to the Note 20. Samsung says it hasn't changed the external form factor at all in order to fit 5G into the phone. It will come in two colors, Mystic Gray, and Mystic Bronze. The Mystic part apparently refers to a new, haze finish on the exterior glass that Samsung says is soft to the touch. So, matte. Along with the slightly updated processor and 5G, which supports sub-6 only, not mmWave, Samsung has also added a handful of minor software enhancements. It already has a flex mode that lets software reconfigure itself when the phone is half-folded. YouTube should properly go into a flex mode now, and Samsung's camera app will work at more angles, so you could theoretically point it at the sky. Samsung also says the Edge panel feature is more robust, which hopefully means that the Z Flip will get a standard, full-featured Galaxy Edge panel instead of limiting it to multi-window controls. The Galaxy Z Flip should start shipping in both carrier and unlocked versions on August 7. It'll be available on AT&T and T-Mobile in the US, and Samsung will also be selling it on its own website, Best Buy, and Amazon. Thank you.
If you like this video, please subscribe the channel. Thank you for watching.